Call me Jeff Bezos.
I had hit record, B.
What?
I had hit record.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 of 3 Nuts, 1 Sack. Today, we are going to talk about in real life hobbies, just so you guys can get to know us a little better, as us three are mainly known for gaming and hanging out together. So, we would like to delve a little bit further into the inside lives of Mr. Hollow-Fied Wolf, Mr. Puppet Master, and myself, Beastly. So, that being said, let's get started off. Last week, we talked a little bit more about the do's and don'ts of streaming, things like that. So, this week, we are really going to get into it. We are going to, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this one. So,
He's really gonna have fun with this one.
oh yeah, we're going to have fun, because girls, they want to have fun. I had to sing that off key. I had to sing it off key. I had to.
Yeah, it's not because you couldn't.
No, really, I had to. I mean, that's all they really want.
Oh my god.
That's so we don't get cummed after. Wait, that sounded bad.
At least you didn't say
anyway,
come, at least you didn't say come
small.
on.
Hey, I mean, close enough. Hollow likes that kind of thing.
Hey.
Let's go ahead and get after it, you guys. Let's start with Mr. Hollow-Fied Wolf. What is your real life hobby? What do you like to do outside of streaming, outside of gaming, outside of hanging with us nut jobs?
Y'all are some nut jobs, that's for sure.
You choose us.
Don't remind me some days. No, so IRL hobbies, how we want to do this? We want to just name them all first and then we'll go around and do descriptions for everybody?
Fine by me. Let's do it that way.
So I played soccer until 14. I still have a big passion for soccer. I don't keep up with as much as I should, but I would actually love
also known as American football, just so you guys know.
Thank you for B. But yes.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help.
But I still have a great passion for it. I don't keep up with as much as I would, but part of me would like to get athletic and go find like a rec team my age or something and have some fun with it. Disc golf, which B also plays a little bit. He dabbles. God, I wish the audio listeners could see that.
Insert fake frisbee here.
But and then honestly, it's gonna be a little funky. But my biggest outside of streaming and gaming and things like that is drafting and 3D modeling. I absolutely love it, and I just haven't been able to do it for a long time.
Hell yeah, I like that. Mr. Puppet, what do you like to do outside of streaming, gaming, and hanging out with us fools?
That pretty much sums it up right there. All right, cool.
No. Check it off. We're done. Later.
Check it off. I'm my No, all right, cool. So no, hobbies outside of gaming, streaming, and hanging out like the three idiots that we are, is
Speak for
honestly
yourself, asshole.
okay. Well, fine.
All right, I'm in.
He said, "All right, I'm in."
Really had to twist you there, didn't I?
Had to twist his nipple.
No,
twist his dick.
Currently, my hobbies include teaching myself how to do graphic design, video editing, music creation, wrestling.
I was about to say, you better include that one.
What?
Give him the chop.
No. And just spending time with family when I can.
I hurt my titty.
God. For all the
titty.
for all the audio listeners out there, B just tried to chop himself essentially and got a titty in it.
You aim for the meat.
Yeah.
I did. I'm all meat,
No,
bro.
No, you hit nipple. You aim for the upper peck. Upper peck.
Upper peck, booby, titty. It's all the same thing to me. They all kind of flow together.
I was about to say, B's over there trying to find his upper peck right now. Like, huh? Wait a minute, I have one of those.
My upper pecker. Wait.
And then I guess the other thing would be working on. Man, I don't even know how to say that without like working on obtaining a dream. That's how I'll say that.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
only just a dream.
I can't take you doing that, Dream.
All right, B, you're up.
I like turtles.
Oh my!
I knew
No.
that was coming.
You guys know me too well. No, but my number
We
one
get that
thing,
message
guys.
about twice, if anywhere from 2 to 5 times a day. I like
And
turtles.
then if it's a really good day, it's more like 200. It just depends.
So, yeah, I don't know if you guys know this. According to my background for the viewing listeners, that sounds weird, but anybody who's watching this, my background is all paintball stuff. Paintball, paintball, paintball. That's what I like to do, guys. I've been playing since I was 12. It's really, I mean, what I enjoy the most is shooting and shooting and shooting paintball markers. So, I mean, that's my main thing, and then stripping. I enjoy stripping.
He likes butt stuff on the
I-
side too, guys.
Only if it's with you. Hello, calm down.
I can share.
DL, bro, DL. You always talking to me about it.
Nah, you ain't picked it up yet, so I figured I'd just switch to your side with it.
I give you something to pick up. What's up, bro?
You can't even pick it up yourself because you can't find it.
I know. I got to throw it over my shoulder.
I say because you can't find it, not because it's too
Well,
big.
If it's over my shoulder, I can't find it either.
Oh Lord
See?
Almighty.
Anyway, so Hollow, tell us a little bit about your balls. I mean, your soccer.
Of course, you got to intro it like that. I've been playing soccer since I was as long as I can honestly remember. From the moment I was in grade school, I was doing rec ball, and like I said, I did it all the way through 14. And honest to God, I hate that I let it go. I loved it. I enjoyed it. There was no one position on the field that I didn't play. I played everything from forward to goalie. And to be honest, goalie was probably the most fun, but also the most challenging all at the same time.
Because you didn't have to run as much, huh? That's why I played it.
No, well, duh. but
But duh. I mean,
you ain't got to run as much. That's kind of a given.
no, it's when the shit hits the fan, it's probably the most physical spot you could be.
Yeah. So a lot of people, for instance, people who don't have any background in soccer, so goalie is not just somebody who's standing in an open window in front of a net. Like, there is a science to it. Angling, cornering, things of that nature, moving with the ball, keeping yourself towards that end of the field. That way you can close more of a gap on the net without having to move 10 feet. You can move 3 feet one side and still knock the ball out. But I think the most fun part about it is being goalie becomes a little bit more of a physical sport to a certain extent. And now, please understand, listeners, I do not mean go out there and deck people or clothesline people or anything of that nature. But but you can actually like dive at a person's feet for the ball, secure it and retrieve it, and it doesn't matter. Like, they could fly over your shoulders, they could slip past you, hit you, trip, whatever. It's like they're not going to call fouls on you for that because that's your job. You're supposed to keep it from going in.
Yeah.
My most interesting thing about soccer for me, and something that it's like my most memorable thing, is so when I was playing rec, my last 2 years that I played, 12 through 14, there was no rec teams in my age that had slots available. So I played a division up, which meant I was playing with people who were driving themselves to the games, full facial hair, everything, and here I am, little 12 to 14-year-old, who's still looking them in the eyes, I might add.
What he's saying is he's a little scrimp in a big pond.
No. I was a big scrimp in
He
a
was
big.
he was a small scrimp in a big pond.
Oh fuck no! I was looking these guys. I was looking these guys in the eye. Like these guys were tiny. These guys were tiny. Like I was.
Well,
Uh, but so again, difference between audio and the YouTube viewers. There's a scar over my left hand, the left side of my eye. Um, During that time frame, I actually had an accident and butchered the whole left side of my face to just hamburger meat terribly. Had to have stitches next
Ooh,
to my eye and
love
everything.
hamburgers.
You wouldn't have liked hamburgers after seeing my face.
Ooh, I love hamburgers.
But so that happened during soccer season. So I had to end up playing a really odd position in goalie where I never turned my head to the left to everybody. Every time something came at me, I turned right. Took that way
Yeah.
if anything hit me, it never hit me this side. This cut, the one I'm talking about, it was almost closed up, almost perfect, almost no sight lines or anything of it left behind, and I had probably the biggest powerhouse of the entire rec league launch a ball at me within 20 feet. And I kept it from going in, but it wasn't with my hands.
With your
he
face.
used his face.
Yeah, and when I mean powerhouse, I'm not joking. I knocked damn near clean out. Like I did everything but blackout. Like on the ground, just like coach comes up to me. We're gonna take you out again. No, I'm good. I promise. I'm good. I got this, bro. You're on your ass. Like you're on your back. It's okay. I'll get up. You just took it to the face. I was like, I kept it out of the net, didn't I? He's like, what? Yeah, but that's not the point. You're on your ass right now. I'm like, okay, it'll be all good. I'll stand up.
That's called using your head, Hollow.
In the words of Toy Story, I don't want to use my head.
I don't get it.
Do you not?
I'm
You haven't
kidding.
seen Toy Story?
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Which
I was about
one?
to say, I was like, damn. I think that was the first one where they use
No.
T-Rex as a battering ram.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
get you. I get you.
But yeah, like I said, it's something I'd like to get back into. I miss it terribly. There's times like the kid, like we'll go to like a family function or a party or something like that, and you know there's always a group of kids with a football or a basketball or a soccer ball or whatever, and I'm always the big kid over there going, I wonder if I can still do this or not.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
And the next day I'm paying for it terribly.
That's
But-
dude, I haven't played soccer since 1999.
Damn, why you gotta make me feel so young? Like that was like 3
19
years. That was 3 years. ago.
1999 is the last time I played soccer, and I didn't like it then. I've never really liked running.
Is that why you play?
Yeah, I
paintball?
know I
You
said
just sprint. You just sprint in between.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's short bursts. I could do short bursts all day, but in the long term, you get me running, I'm like,
Jesus.
no. What about you, Puppet? You
Yeah.
ever played some soccer?
Played in high school.
Oh shit! What'd you play?
Something you enjoy?
I was actually one of the defense, one of the not the goalkeeper, but one of the defensive backs.
You were linemen's. Either well, if you played diamond, you would have been point or back. But yeah,
Yeah, no, we ran 2-3-2.
2-3-2.
I think it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not bad. That's an interesting defense though. Y'all were a glass cannon, then y'all literally kept everything midfield and up. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
that the team was. That's how we had always trained.
Mm.
So like, if someone did get through, there was not many people getting through, and me and the other person could handle it. And if not, our goalie was a linebacker. So
Big fella, just boom. No.
That's when soccer
Mo-
turns into rugby.
yeah, most people were afraid to go into get into the box.
So an interesting spin on that. You made me think of it. Another thing I did is soccer, and I would love to go back and do it now. My family and all my friends refer to it as soccer hockey. Y'all ever heard of indoor soccer? Things of that nature?
Soccer?
Yeah, soccer. Woohoo!
Isn't that stuff in Japan?
Yes, B. It's in Japan.
Yay! Rice.
But
Rice wine.
rice.
Rice wine.
But not far from us, there's actually a place called Greensboro Sportsplex, and they have plexiglass walls up around those fields and turf and everything. And one year that I played, we had some little teenage ref who didn't give a flying fuck. As long as he didn't see blood, he was letting it go. So like when I mean people coming across, I mean it's a lot smaller of a field. It's more of a technical moving passing game. You're not really got room to solo anything. But
Yeah.
when I say there was people coming from one end of the field to the other, just truck trains just go boom and right into a fucking plexiglass wall and like my ball. Like I'm not joking. Like
Yeah.
but
No, hell yeah.
that's another thing I miss. I would love to go back and do some more of that. But I'm gonna rotate around. I've said my piece on soccer, Mr. Puppet. Which one would
Well,
you
hold
like
on.
to talk about?
Hold on.
Oh what?
Hold
You
on.
got another
Let,
question?
yeah, let's kick back a little bit. Let's kick back a little bit. Tell us a little bit about disc golf. Let's
I
talk a
didn't
little bit about that.
I didn't know we were gonna do all on one.
No, go right ahead.
What we gonna do? All right, what you wanna know about disc golf, B? What you
Why
wanna
don't
know?
you, for the people who don't know who disc golf is, let's get a description of disc golf, Paulo. Let's tell the people about this fantastic sport.
Disc golf is essentially golf with frisbees, like no lie. You got a tee box, just like where you tee off the greens on for golf. You have everything up to the fairway, and then you got a basket instead of a hole. It even mimics golf to the point that you have putting discs, you have approach discs, you have mid-range discs, you have fairway drivers, and distance drivers. It all depends on what your arm speed is, like how quickly you can snap and throw. Because if you're not snapping a distance driver hard, it won't go the length or distance that a mid range will for you. So,
I can go the distance.
but yeah, that's what disc golf is essentially. Um, I've played disc golf since I was 7, I believe. 7's the first time my uncle ever took us out. And
Hell yeah.
you know when you're a child and you're out there doing in the sport and you just feel like you're doing so good and you're doing shit, and then you get older and you go back and do the sport again later and you're like, what the hell was I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was one of those moments. We played at like 7 for like 2 years. We'd go randomly, sporadically through, and then probably about 3 years ago, my cousin and my uncle picked it up very heavily again, and so I started going with them and working on form and things of that nature, and actually trying to get a game down. And it, like I said, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy the heck out of it.
No, hell yeah. I'm not very good at it, but I do enjoy playing. It's a good time. Definitely a good time. If you guys have not gotten a chance to actually get out and play some disc golf, definitely do it. It's worth it. It's fun, guys. And if you can get your throws down, you're gonna enjoy it 3 times more.
You'll be surprised, honest to God, wherever you live. I don't know of any place that has a shortage of disc golf courses. To be honest,
Yeah.
there
I got
probably
like
there
10
probably
around
is.
me.
Exactly. Like growing up, I thought we only had. So I can name off a couple. Like for instance, Cedar Rock and Beth Schmidt Park are places that aren't too terribly far away from me, and I thought those were like our only 2 parks. And they fucked up Beth Schmidt really bad because they extended the road, so the long hole's gone, and a lot of the close to the road holes are just unplayable because if you shank, you're going into 6 lanes of traffic. And,
Yeah. Nobody wants a disc in their window.
and you don't want to deal with a disc in someone's window either.
Yeah. Usually
Um,
your discs have your phone number on them. So
yeah,
yeah, call for a good time.
yeah. So, but we found out. So, like, as my uncle and my cousin got more avid into this stuff, like they started actually like meeting up with people, talking to people, and dude, we found out like there's literally like 50 courses within a
Yeah.
few hours, like 2 hours, 3 hours tops of us.
Oh yeah.
Like there was one in my backyard where my parents lived, and I didn't even know it. And I was like, "How? I didn't. What the heck?"
You could have been playing all those years right in your backyard.
Yeah, and I went out to it. It's a really freaking nice course. Like I'm trying to think of the word for it. You pay like a member's fee essentially to play there. It's
Like-
very
It's
small.
like a country
Unbelievable.
club.
Kind of sort of. It's not country club
It's a disc,
status.
it's a disc golf country club.
Pretty much.
I
It's
like
like-
it.
But they also do that because they have like raffles and stuff. Like they have a I can't remember what they called it, but they basically have a basket on a float out in the middle of a freaking pond. It's like a 600-foot drive 500 to 600 foot drive, and you have one shot. Like you go out there and you pick up I think it's a Dragon distance driver, and you gotta hit that shot. If you hit it, there's a pool, because what it is, I think you pay a couple dollars to take the shot, and then everything up to that point that everybody's missed, you win. Like at one point, that pool had gotten up to like $900, and someone hit it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I would love to do that. Like, that'd be nice."
That sounds fun. That sounds like a lot of.
Yeah.
What about you, Puppet? You ever played disc golf?
Not at all.
Not
Never
at all.
played. Yeah, we got to get you in on something.
I was
Man.
about to say, we're gonna have to fix that. Fix it.
It's a good time.
You're actually tall. Like, you're tall enough with a good center of gravity and long enough arms. You'd probably, as long as you could just get a basic swing down, you'd probably have a hell of an arm, to be honest.
Hell yeah.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm saying.
We will
okay?
have to get it going.
I don't know.
We will have to get you on the field, yeah.
What the hell voice?
We will
is
have
that?
to get. We will have to get you throwing a disc, yeah.
I need you to say we will pump you up.
We will pump up the jam, pump you up.
Oh,
Stripper song.
Oh lordy.
Well, all right, so Puppet, let's go down to you. Let's talk a little bit about your graphic design, your artwork, your. Well, you're going to
Look, if I gotta do it,
we
you
here.
gotta do it.
We here. So let's
All
get
right.
into it. Tell us a little bit about what you do and what you like to do.
Well, currently I'm learning, so I like to at least try just about anything. One good attempt at least.
I got lucky on one of the things he tried. You know what I mean, huh?
Eh. But no, it kind of goes in line with I think back on the first episode when you asked about a 5-10 years down the road type situation. In order to even get there, if I'm able to ever start a business or start anything that I want to start, then I'm not really going to have resources to hire designers, hire people that can do this stuff. So the more that I know and the more that I can do, the better off I am in the beginning. So I'm legitimately self-teaching myself graphic design, video editing. I'm assuming at some point I'm going to have to teach myself photo editing. I don't even want to fathom that one right now though. But in the course of that, I've also learned that, well, what I thought I knew about like color theory and stuff like that, I didn't know jack crap. So now I'm also teaching myself color theory and what looks good together, what contrasts good, what makes certain things pop, and then it's just getting the experience, randomly making stuff for people, logos, channel point stuff, transition scene stuff like that.
So basically, you're becoming the masturbator of all.
Look at that face.
I opened the door for that one.
Yeah, you kind of.
And I slammed it right down on that face.
Get down. But no, like I'm trying to make things as easy as possible for when I'm able to do what I want to and what I dream of doing. So
in other words, if you want to give the man some practice, hit us up.
yes. That I'm open to try anything once. Graphic design wise.
Trust me.
Graphic design.
Look at it. He saw B
Not
sneaking.
giving you that opportunity again.
he saw B sneaking towards the mic. He's like, graphic design wise, graphic design.
No, stop, no.
But yeah, no, that's kind of that's where I'm at with the whole graphic design and video editing. Of course, I do the editing for the podcast that goes on YouTube. Um, so if it looks very basic, that's because I'm learning. As I learn more, then I will start implementing other things along the way.
We'll start getting like
It's
instant
progression here.
replays, like
It's a
instant replays.
progression.
Pretty sure
Oh
that's
my
like
God.
all of us right now. We're all progressions at this point in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. We're building. We're not very
We're
good,
building.
but we're getting there. And just just love us.
Love us.
Just love us.
God.
No,
Love
that's-
me.
That's pretty much that's all I can really think on that one. I've made quite a few different designs of things.
My logo.
Yeah, I did Hollow's new logo. I think I did the channel coin
You-
for you.
You have done my new logo, my banner that you just kind of made out the blue. I didn't even know you were doing that. You did the
Yeah.
new icon for what was my holification points, but now they're the Den coin points. I now have like a little wolf and a coin. And the
Meow.
and you also did the lettered named logo with the actual holified wolf as well.
And then of course I did a logo for a mutual friend of all of ours that when she reached her affiliate status, she didn't have a logo and I wanted to get more practice, so I made a logo and sent it to her, which from my understanding, she really enjoys. So that was a plus. I recently made my new logo.
Made a transition for a friend of the friend here too.
Yeah, I made a transition for another streamer friend of all of ours. That was fun.
You
You were
freaking
so
out.
excited when you made that one too.
I
You-
was.
Hey!
Because it
he's
all
straight up,
worked.
hey fuckers, look at this! Look! Hey, look at this!
Because it all worked, and I
Look.
don't know how I done it.
Like, hey guys, like he actually had a sound in this transition and it worked perfectly. It was like glass tinking,
Yeah,
tink.
it was-
like
yeah.
yeah.
It was solid. It looks really good. Like
Like,
I was
I
impressed.
don't even know how I done it.
I do
being
gotta
honest.
be I do gotta be a little funny here. The emblem coming out when it closes, all I can think of is like the old school Batman's, like the like that's all I can think of. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Like if
Inspired by-
if you had
There's not a lot of original ideas left in the world. Okay,
Oh, I know, but
gotta
I'm just
borrow
saying,
some.
if all you had to do is make it spin, and like that would have completely done it right there.
You know, I bet I could have.
I can see it
Yeah,
too. Let's do it.
I bet I could have. Bitch, spin in and then spin back out. Oh, see.
Now I done fucked up, didn't I? God dang.
Yep,
gonna
now I'm have to
redo it
figure
and
out
send
how
it
to do
back.
that.
Work on a different transition. Leave that transition alone. You
Yeah,
already
no, that
finished
one's
it.
that one's staying the same.
Yeah, so-
That one's staying as it is. The person's extremely happy with it, really enjoys it, and that at the end of everything, as long as the person that has it, it's what they want and they're enjoying it. That's all that matters.
I hear you.
So yeah, that's the graphic design stuff. There you go. All right, B, tell us about paintball.
Ping pong?
I was gonna be really mean and go, wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
see,
mean,
you see what I was doing there? I was trying to cut all that shit off.
Yeah. well,
Too
here
bad.
we go.
Too
It
bad.
said so. Wrestling, Puppet. What got you into it? What do you like most about it?
So
Well, we know what got you into it. That was in a previous episode.
Yes.
what?
Well, actually,
no, we,
Did he-
we don't
he
know the
didn't-
wasn't.
beginning
yeah,
stages.
he didn't
we
really
don't know
give
it.
the origin.
Right? Okay, this gonna be fun.
You
Let's
really
do it.
want to know that? You want to know the story of wrestling for
As
me?
as
Yes.
long as it doesn't involve you twisting somebody's dick, we're good.
It does not.
You didn't
Okay,
stand around
alright.
finger popping someone's asshole, did you?
No. So
Okay. All right.
the interesting story about wrestling is when I was a baby, I was roughly about 6 months old. I would not sit up. I would not. I had showed no initiative to sit up, to crawl, to anything. I was just content laying there and just being a blob.
He was a chill baby.
Yeah, it really was. And
Oh.
nothing that my mom tried or my grandparents or anyone tried would cause me to sit up. Well, my mom got frustrated one night and sat down on the couch and she started flipping through channels. Well, mom liked to watch wrestling every now and then. And this was back when WWF only had like 2 shows, and it was like one of them was Main Event, which came on Saturday nights. And that's what was on, and she stopped to watch it. And without her even realizing it, I was sitting up staring at the TV.
Oh shit! And
She
so it's
changed,
begun.
yeah, she changed the channel, and she said, "I flopped right back down, didn't budge."
Nah.
So she changed it back, and I rolled myself to sitting so I could
And
see
he
the TV.
arose like a zombie.
Yeah. So my mom thought it was just a fluke. Well, my mom's boyfriend at the time got home, and she sent him to the video rental store to rent as many wrestling VHSs as they had. She was going to put this to the
Yeah.
test.
Your mom was like, "Hey, look at this shit."
Yeah. No, literally. I've heard this story, and he's even told me, he goes, I had no idea why she wanted me to go rent so many movies, and then when I got back with them, she was like, "You're not going to believe this, but if this works, this is the trick." She put a movie in, and I sat up for an entire like hour watching this thing. So he took the tape out, and I flopped back down. They put another one in, and I repositioned myself, and back up I was. And he goes, "I don't know how to explain this."
Oh shit!
So that's the origin of me watching wrestling. I've literally watched wrestling since I was 6 months old.
Hell
It
yeah.
also helped me get naturally correct my ADD.
Mhm.
Even though my grandparents at the time absolutely hated that, but the doctors told them because I refused to take the medicine.
Yeah.
Didn't want it. I didn't like it. I was a zombie essentially when I took it.
Yep.
Zombie.
Wouldn't eat nothing. So the doctor told my grandparents, they were like, "Look, the only other way to lengthen his attention span is if there is something that holds his attention for longer than X amount of time.
15 minutes.
Let him watch it, or let him do whatever that activity is."
Yep.
My grandmother looked at him and said, "There's two things that holds his attention. One is video games, and the other is wrestling." He
And here we
"Then
are today."
Let him play video games and watch wrestling for as long as he wants to, and it will naturally lengthen his attention span. So yeah, wrestling also helped me get semi-cured of ADD.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah. So, as of right now, who would be your favorite wrestler?
That's a tricky one. Honestly, it's going to be Tommy End or Malachi Black, Alistair Black. Many names he's had, but I've
Yeah.
watched him for years. He is from the Netherlands, but he's very different from what you would see in a wrestler.
He's built different.
Essentially, yeah. Like he's very big in like the dark occult arts. Has a bunch of tattoos. He doesn't look like what you would normally see from a professional wrestler.
Yeah. He's the black sheep per se.
Yeah. And like but on top of that, he incorporates like the martial arts from his homeland. He incorporates that into his wrestling, and it's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
With how he can pull stuff off that you would think would knock someone's head off, and he does it safely, and the other person goes home to their significant other or dog or nothing, whatever,
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they might go home alone. I just didn't, nothing sounded better.
Lonely. He is so lonely.
I am so lonely.
Sing it off key.
That was
We
enough
did.
off key.
I have nobody
Oh my god.
But
to
no,
call
that-
my own.
that's legitimately the story of how I started watching wrestling, and that's why I have a passion for it. Because
yeah.
until I had a car wreck, that was I was going to be a professional wrestler. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
And there was plenty of butts. Wait. Wait. How about them?
If you've not called on,
Be
butt
like
comments
butts.
going to be butt comments is going to be a revolving door in this podcast. Probably from day one to we are like, all right, we're done.
Listen to the first 20 seconds of the first podcast.
Exactly.
Hi guys, this is the podcast. We're gonna talk about butt stuff.
We're talking about butt stuff.
Like seriously, like for whoa, just kidding. Like
That was for that wow factor, guys. That wow factor. Come on now.
had to
But
slip
no,
a finger in.
Ooh.
That's pretty much that's the story of that one.
Hell yeah. You guys ready to talk about some paintball?
Fuck yeah, we ready to talk about some paintball. Throw it up.
Wait a minute. Wait a
What?
minute. I got a segue.
Oh Lord.
Bees asked all the questions. So now it's my turn. I'm gonna need you to tell. I'm gonna need at least one story in the astronaut helmet.
But then I can't hear you guys if I
No,
put the
I'm
astronaut.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Now hold on, but for I know the audio listeners can't, but for the YouTubes, can you pull the helmet out and just prove that you actually have an astronaut helmet beside you?
He is the
Yeah.
astronaut in the ocean.
He is the Moon Man.
Ba, 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 ba.
Okay, so B, tell us about paintball. How did you get into it, and what all have you done in this sport?
All right, so ping pong, also known as table tennis. Great. No, I'm kidding. So
Oh
I
my
started.
God. Fucking done. Fucking done.
I'm done. So there I was, a 12-year-old Todd at a birthday party, right? This is
Please
how
don't-
all
please
great
don't.
stories start.
Please don't tell me somebody gave a 12-year-old a paint bar marker at a birthday party.
I was that 12 year
God, it
old.
did. Because that would have been great to watch.
Dude, I've
So
been
there
scared.
I was.
There you go. Have
So
fun.
there I was. 12 years old at a birthday party with a paintball gun with all my friends. And, well, actually a paintball marker. Let's be politically correct here.
All right, yeah, paintball marker.
Which, do you guys know how paintball actually became a sport?
We do now.
We do now,
But,
but
I'm gonna tell it for
tell
the
the
people.
viewers,
For
tell
the
the
people.
people.
So
Let's go
for
ahead and
the-
explain this.
For those of you who don't know how paintball got started, so paintball, the paintball marker in the mid 60s was made to mark cattle and trees that needed to be cut down. Well, what do you do when you got a bunch of dudes with something that shoots paint pellets at stuff? Yeah, you say, "Hey, hold my beer, watch this." Hence the start of paintball. That's literally how it got started. I believe it was started by a guy named Charles Nelson. And those of you who don't know who Mr. Nelson was, if you look back, Nelson paintball was a huge thing back in the day. Nelson was the paintball producer of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much how paintball got started. But I mean, 12 years old is when I started. Me and my friends out there at a birthday party shooting each other. I had a blast. I was hooked right away. So fast forward past that to the age of 15, I started volunteering at my local paintball field. And then I got hired on at my local paintball field, and I worked there for 2 years. Did really well there. It was an indoor course, so there was a lot going on there. And I started playing on divisional teams. Started my own teams on a few. I've played super games, big events. Paintball runs in my blood now. I would never turn it down. So, yeah, paintball is very, very, very big to me, if you couldn't tell for obvious reasons.
He's talking about the jerseys, not the tits. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I like boots too.
So I just mean they're on your wall.
My question is, how far have you gone in paintball?
So, I have
Like
gone up to a
amateur,
division.
semi-pro, pro.
Never that far. Never that far. I always kept it local. I never really travel. I traveled for one tournament that was down in California, and that was with a team very near and dear to my heart. Um, we did terrible, but the fact is that trip was probably the most memorable trip that I've ever had. Um, the furthest that I've played is up at D4. So Division 4. You've got your rookie D5, D4. Um, and I played with a few teams up there. There was Battlegrounds Paintball and a couple other paintball places around here that we would go to, and just kind of jump on and play with these teams. And tournament after tournament, you just kind of intermingle. Northwest Paintball is weird. It's weird. So Northwest Paintball literally has a conglomeration of a bunch of players that play for a bunch of different teams depending on the tournament.
Hmm.
Right.
So it's weird. It's weird. It's great. I love it.
I mean, technically, so that would make sense because then that way, if someone ends up not being able to make a tournament, there's a pool to be able to pull from.
Exactly. Well, as you guys can see, this right here, this jersey, for people who can see it, it's the Northwest Dogs. A lot of teams around here have Northwest on them because it's the pool of people, you know.
Yeah.
It's Northwest, so it's literally anybody can really kind of get with those teams and progress forward.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, any of you guys got some cool paintball stories to share?
I mean, I can share my experience. I don't know if it's really cool. Like,
Let's
pick,
do it. Let's
uh,
let's share some paintball stories.
I'm trying to remember time frames here. We moved into our new house. Me and my parents did when I was 14. So I think I was 16. Um, one year when my brother had found a local paintball course. It was called Predator in Hillsboro. Uh, they're awesome place, by the way. They were smaller, so not a whole lot of grandiose things. They had a speedball course, an inflatable speedball course, a kind of
Are they
rundown.
still around?
I'm not sure. We haven't been there in a few years. We've been trying to get a party together to go back out there and play with them if they're still there, but I'm not sure.
Predator Paintball, if you guys are out there, the shout outs for you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it's great. Like I said, nothing grandiose, but I mean, the atmosphere was great. The people were great. They did not allow tryhards, like no crazy ass coming in with hopped up guns and stuff. Like there
You
was a
got your
rule.
family friendly.
Yeah, they completely branded themselves as a casual paintball place. Like you could have pros come in, but you couldn't run your tournament guns. Like you couldn't run like your hairline trigger crazy ass
Yeah.
stuff. Like you just had to have a
Usually
basic.
semi only.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
rules. It was semi only up. Your gun can only be ramped up to a certain feet per second. Like they actually had a meter there that you had to go
Usually
in and
like
test it.
280 to 300 on outdoor courses.
This one was actually lesser. I think they had it like 230 if I remember correctly. Because there was a lot of kids. There was a lot of kids. I will admit.
That makes sense if there's kids around. I mean,
Yeah.
my indoor course does 250.
Yeah, so there was a lot of kids. Like I said, this place was completely branded as just casual. They even to the point that you just come in, you sign a waiver, like you won't come after us if something happens.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, and then I think it was like $50. You pay $50. They give you a Piranha marker. You got a Piranha marker, all day air. You just go and fill it up as many times as you want, and 2,000 paintballs to begin with, and you could go back and purchase more if you wanted. And you had it was access all day. And access to all the courses too. They had 3 courses. They had the inflatable speedball course. They had what they called the Village, which is kind of like a rundown OSB. Kind of reminds you of like a Wish Favala from MW2 if you ever.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you.
Remembers that. And then they had what they called the Woods, which is just literally real dense woods, left and right side. One had a high ground, one had a low ground. Basically, they played King of the Mountain on that field.
I have the high ground hollow.
Pretty much.
Hello there.
We're not streaming right now, B.
General Kenobi.
But our favorite place going, we were going, we liked the village. The village was kind of cool because it's kind of like a breach and sweep area. No doors or
Yeah.
anything like that, but it was just one man on your ass watching back, one man moving forward, progressing through. And that ended up me and my brother's favorite place to go. I don't, if I remember correctly, of the casuals that were there, we had no one beat us there, and that was one of our big things because all the owners at Predator knew us, so we were like, yeah.
Yeah.
The couple weird stories that happened there is so the reason I know they don't allow like the tournament markers and stuff like that, highly ramped up stuff, is a kid completely bypassed the rules one time, and he was not a pro by any means, but he had money. He and the dad have money, so he comes in with
Yeah.
a hairline trigger, and I think he was pushing 330 on FPS, and that damn thing, it hit me in the hand. Like I had gloves on, but I had fingerless gloves on, and it
You're gonna
busted.
feel it.
Oh no, it cut me. Like it straight up
Yeah.
cut a chunk of skin out of my finger, like in a perfect
Oh yeah.
circle. Just
At 3:30, absolutely.
and he did it at about 30 feet. So yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
But that's probably about the worst thing I can honestly say, other than the fact that I did not have a full fledged mask.
Well,
I, I
well,
didn't
think
have a
of it
helmet.
this way: at 300 feet per second, that paintball's traveling at 200 miles an hour.
Yep, and it just hit you.
Yeah. Yeah. You got hit by literally a NASCAR race car.
Very, very tiny one, but yes.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah.
but yeah, it fucking hurt. I'm not gonna lie. That was one of those moments we got through the game, and I pushed through it. I didn't walk out because I'm like, fuck this. We pay to play. I've already wasted paint. Let's get through this match. But like I get out of the field, I had the rubbered armored gloves to try to take a little bit of the impact off, but I'm sitting there, I'm having to take my glove off, my hand's just dripping because it cut a perfect fucking hole in my hand, and I'm just like, oh my
Yeah.
god, dude. And I was like, dude, you gotta go check your gun, go check in with Games Master. I'm your gun is way too up. And sure enough, he argued with the game master so hard that he nearly got kicked out that day.
Yeah.
So
Any more fields, they literally have a ref sitting there watching you chrono your stuff. You have to chrono in front of it,
yeah,
and they'll tag your stuff before you go on.
gotcha.
So stuff like that doesn't happen because goggles are only rated for X amount of pressure. You break through that, you go through goggles, and goggles are really the only thing keeping you safe out
It really is, honestly. And then like even like your gear, like starter gear is even lesser than higher gear. Like your starter gear is
Yeah.
only rated for X amount, whereas you go purchase higher gear, it's better.
there. Well, your goggles are always going to be rated at that higher tier just because it is such an important thing to have.
It's a universal standard for those.
Yeah. It's
Oh, really? 'Cause
paintball
it's-
is one of the safest sports that you'll ever play though. As long as you keep your goggles on your face, you're gonna be safe. You're gonna be just fine.
and don't be a dick and wipe.
Yeah,
Like your
that too.
your goggles are all like they're all made to the same specification. The thing you're getting like when you're buying the more expensive goggles is the anti-fogging or the
Yeah.
polarized
Double
or-
panes, basically.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the only difference. That's what makes them difference in prices. But as
It's
far as
built
like
different.
basically, they are all made to withstand the same thing.
I'm built different. I'm built different.
I don't really have any good paintball stories. Best one I've got is I shot my friend's cousin in the nuts 3 times.
Triple tap.
Yeah, let's talk about your sniper tower escapade.
Oh, you're okay. So we were playing. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that one. We were playing a game at a local paintball place that unfortunately is no longer in existence. I wish it was. And they had like this. They called it Ghost Town. It was like this old. It was OSB. It was built to look like an old Western town.
Yep.
And it was in like a small speedball format. Directly across on each end of the fields was sniper towers, 2 stories. Get up there, you can see the entire field and have vantage point, everything. Well, I had a buddy go up there and he got hit. and we were somewhat surrounded to the point where he couldn't get out of the sniper tower to get off the field, so the refs told him to stay up there. And over the course of the game, I ran out of paint. And generally, when you run out of paint, you got to call yourself. Well, as I'm running out of paint, I start hearing these things drop next to me. I look over, and he is literally dropping his pods of paint down to me. I'm just like, all right,
let go.
Let's keep this going.
But it got to the point where like the ref saw it and was laughing about it, and they were really laid back. We were all it was a whole group of my friends. We were all playing together, so it wasn't like we were super competitive or anything. We were just playing to have fun. So the ref is laughing. Like, finally, I'm running low on paint again, and I just yell, "I need another pod." All right.
It's like a damn vending machine. Like,
At one point, the ref one had rolled out, and the ref just kind of like scooted it towards me, like, "Here you go." I was like, yes. But no, the triple tap on my buddy, on my friend's cousin. It was same course, the Ghost Town. That was one of our favorite courses besides the Woods. He turned the corner of a building that I was pushing up on the other side of the building. And as soon as he turned the corner, I did not stop to take the time to see if this person was going to be shooting at me or not. I shot them first.
He was
and
your buddy.
I quickly fired 3 shots, and they all hit. And the ref saw it, and you could hear the ref, "Dead man." Like, he called it for.
Oh,
Like,
no.
my buddy instantly dropped, and you could he laid on the field. I was like, my bad.
So that
I know that feeling.
Oh my god. So
It was an accident, but that was the most accurate I'd ever been painted. Like,
The man already has
popping
2
shots.
balls. Why give him 3 more?
Okay. Whew.
So on that note, I got a similar one of that, in which the boys here already know about. We had a similar thing. I don't know the technicality or but what is the exact rules of paintball?
So paintball literally is you shoot as much as you want. The only way out is to actually call yourself out and surrender yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's paintball.
So
That's-
so that's great. As long as you don't call yourself out, you are a free target. You can get hit as much as you need to be hit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Oh yeah. A lot of teams will actually use it to train people to get them used to being hit by paintball.
Yeah. All right. I want to make sure I got that right, because that was the mode that we were playing, and there was this one guy. He was a little cocky, a little arrogant, but he comes out there in his pair of skinny jeans, nothing else. He's a short sleeve shirt, and it is tight.
He got a
I mean,
banana in his pants too.
It pretty much was. It was bad.
Oh, I know.
But like straight up, I mean, this shirt is tight fit, everything. Like, so there is no play in the clothing, nothing whatsoever. And he's like, "Well, I want to go up against you and your brother." I'm like, 2v1, or do you want to grab a partner or whatever? And he grabs a partner. The partner lasted for a whole last maybe 2 minutes. He threw all of his paint, and immediately, as soon as he has out of paint, he goes running towards the exit. He didn't call himself; he's just running towards the exit. So me and my brother,
you still getting shots, son.
like I'm talking about, like 30 hits, like good ass whelps across his back and everything. The only agreement that we had to this paintball that we might have changed the rules to, I'm not sure, was no pods. You get one hopper.
It's subjective, you know. You can kind of do that.
So once we're out of paint, we're out of paint. And so we're okay. Well, his buddy's off the field. We're gonna go after this guy now. Let's go light him up. So me and my brother split up. We try to divide and conquer, essentially. And I mean, this guy's throwing paint. I mean, like crazy. And me and my brother, like, the fuck, man, like he should be out of a hopper by now. And sure enough, we come around the corner just as the guy who's left the field is on the outside of the net tossing pods over the fucking net to this guy. And I'm like, no, come on now. So I was like, Drew, rush, just get his ass before he can load up.
Yeah.
So I start shooting him from behind, and my brother fucking Viking roars in his fucking face and turns around to Drew, who is 6'4", 270 pounds, roughly 260, 270 pounds. about 30 foot away, just blind fire side hip and just 3 to 4 shots, if not more, all to the groin. And I mean, it was
yeah.
it was all unintentional because it was all. I'm sitting there watching Drew just hipping, and so kind of like what Puppet said. There was no ref for this because we called paintball. He's like, well, I'm just gonna be on the outside then. You just watch yourselves.
Yeah.
So I walk up over top of him. Once I realize what happened, Drew's trying to run up and get sight on him again to shoot him some more. And I'm like, whoa, no, down, done. He's done for. Like,
Yeah, he's toast, bro.
and
Drag him off.
He can't call himself. Trust me.
I was about to say his balls are up in his throat. He ain't saying shit. Cause like
He's just trying to breathe at this point.
Because the bad part was they didn't bust or they didn't bounce. They busted. Like they actually had enough.
Yeah.
They just pop. Like you can see paint all over his fucking shit. And I'm like, oh no, this guy. Poor
Trust me,
kids.
those aren't the only balls that busted, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
He didn't have a busted nut in a good way either.
Yeah, nah.
Honestly, the rules that they had at the one that I went to, you couldn't blind fire.
Yeah.
Really?
That's most
Yep,
fields
that's
most
pretty
fields
standard.
won't let you blind fire.
Because if
No.
if you're blind firing, you're not looking at what you're shooting at. Therefore, you don't know if you're hitting a ref. You don't know if you're hitting, somebody who's called themselves out.
Yeah.
You mean like sticking your arm out? So you
Yeah.
can hit
Well,
fire. You
that's
can hit.
that's
hit-
You can
yeah.
hit
Oh yeah.
fire,
Oh,
This-
okay.
I mean, this is
Fine, 'cause
you're
you're
looking at what
looking.
you're shooting.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
but this
Sorry,
is
that
like,
was
you're
my
in
miscon-
cover. You can't just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've actually wondered why I
Um,
never saw I never see pros doing that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. But I did have a ref actually come and wipe paint off of me in the
Huh?
middle of flight.
Because of
somebody
a
blind fires
a
and
blind
hit
fire
you?
shot.
One time was blind fire, yes. The other time was because where I was at, the ball had hit the outside of the building and splattered through the
Oh, that's
wood.
spray. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not even a
spray,
paint.
overspray. Yeah.
And and the dude kept calling that he'd hit me. Well, the ref was on me watching because we were the last.
You hit
two
the wall,
across in
bub.
different- Yeah, we were the last two across from each other in different houses.
Yeah.
And the dude kept saying, check him. And the ref kept yelling, hit, wall hit. And like the next time he done it, because every time he'd do it, we'd have to stop and they would have to check.
Yeah.
So like one came through and hit like the very edge and splattered across my visor or across the goggles. I could not see.
Yeah.
The ref literally just swooped down and smeared it off
Yeah.
my visor. Said, "If you shoot him now, you're going to hit him." So I just stood up and started firing. Bap! And
Puppet popped up and gave him the old.
you hear the ref behind me yell, "Check him now! Check him!"
Oh Lord!
Or the ref swore up and down. The one that was on me swore up and down that I'd hit him 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah.
And that's why he was calling check him so he could wipe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he cleaned my goggles off and he goes, shoot him now.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, anyone playing paintball, do not make the refs mad.
Oh yeah.
It's never a
No,
good thing.
they're your
It
friends.
never works out in your favor. And also don't shoot the ref to be a dick.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because they have hidden toys all over the place.
Coming from a ref's perspective, I can confirm. Can confirm.
And always have a barrel sleeve when you're going out of your or a barrel plug when you leave the arenas. Don't ever walk out with a live marker in your hand.
That's
They-
how you
they-
get yelled at a lot.
The field that I went to, you had to have a sleeve.
Yep.
Yep.
They wouldn't let you just have a barrel plug.
They won't
you
even
can-
let you
you can-
plug it anymore.
yeah,
You have to have
you
a,
can-
a legitimate cover.
You can throw that.
Wait,
there.
they don't
Throw that
allow the
plug
plugs
out.
anymore?
Nope.
Because I still have.
I don't know.
My original spider that I bought actually had a spider plug for the barrel.
Yeah, I don't know a single field who actually allows that anymore. The reason for that is you can shoot that plug straight out of the barrel, and then you've got an open gun,
Okay.
Mhm.
open marker.
Okay.
That's
Alright,
the word
cool.
with that.
In-
that
Invest in
sleeve,
the
it-
$5
yeah.
stock that slides
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. They're nicer
that
anyways,
sleeve,
to
you
be
can-
honest.
Yeah.
You can fire, and it's only going so far because it's technically wrapped around the back of the hopper.
So rookie move here. I'll tell you. Barrel socks are awesome. Don't forget that it's on your gun when you go to play a tournament. I'm sitting there. I'm ready to go. I'm jacked up. Adrenaline's kicking in. It's a 5-man tournament. It's one of my first ones I ever played too. And I got my gun on the gate, ready to go. You hear that countdown: 3, 2, 1, and you go. And I watch it do, ga 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 ga, and you're watching my barrel sock just spray and paint out the ass end of it. I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch."
Hell of a way to
Yeah.
debut in a tournament, B.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's just say I'm glad I had a barrel swab on that, because I took that off. Dude, it was so caked. It was so caked. And I took it off and I was. Yeah, I'm going to throw the sound effect noises in here too, because it was like. Then you get to shooting and your paint's going all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. It was a nightmare. Let's just say it never happened again.
What is the longest that you have played a game?
The longest? Case, I believe it was KC Crusaders up in Washington, held a 24-hour game. That is the longest I've played. 24 hours straight through.
That's rough. That sounds rough. Sounds like fun, but it sounds rough.
Longest I've got is the same amount of time, 24 hours. But I did like a scenario weekend.
Yeah.
And in that one weekend, we had done so many different things that was just unique for the scenario. It was a Civil War scenario. And like the first 3 hours, you had to manually load the paintball into the gun like it was a musket to shoot.
Damn.
Good old musket ball.
So like that was fun. And then going into day number 2 at 8 o'clock, they opened the woods, and that field had like 4 different wood areas that were all connected. For that scenario, they made it one big area. You had Team A, and then at the other end you had Team B, and it was a 24-hour full go.
It's so much fun.
Dude,
So much fun.
You want to talk about like when nightfall hit and like it was pitch black.
Night games are so much fun, dude.
We were in the woods, and there was a fort in these woods. The only goal that me and my buddies had was find the fort. Because if you could find the fort and get in it before anyone else could, you had hilltop.
Oh yeah, you could just sit
But
there
you
and
had like
hold it.
you had cover. You had if someone needed to take a nap, there was you had walls.
Yeah.
But 24 hours was the longest that I'd been in one go round.
So
the scenario went from Thursday until Sunday.
I gotcha. Yeah. So I mean, kind of to segue onto that whole night game thing. So yearly, they've kind of stretched it out now. There's one in Indiana and one in Maryland as well now. But Super Game Oregon, I was out there on a night game, trudging through the woods. I'm playing, red team at the time, and I'm sitting there going through the woods, and I kid you not, man, I'm sneaking and I'm sneaking and I'm sneaking, and I took a knee. Well, lo and behold, I feel my nutsack drop on something. And I was like, what is that? The guy's like, hey. I said, what team you on? He's like, I'm blue. I'm like, I'm red. You want to make this easy? I don't want to shoot you. And my nuts are on your head. That guy was laying in the grass. I was like, holy shit.
And you didn't know he was below you?
No. So when I
Oh,
was
what
sneaking up,
I'm
man,
hearing,
a sneaky,
wait.
sneaky,
What I'm
sneaky,
hearing
and I
is you
go,
what
teabagged a
I'm hearing
bitch.
yeah,
is you captured someone in a tea bag.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That was the craziest shit. I kid you not. It was the craziest shit because he was there, he was laying there, and I literally just came up and didn't even know it, and I was like, "Ah, whoa." Yeah, needless to say, me and that guy both walked out, and we're like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm not even fucking with that."
We're not going to talk about this ever again,
Yeah,
are we? No, no.
yeah. I won't tell your wife. I won't.
Until like probably 3 years later, now B is releasing it on a podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, guy.
If you're listening to this.
Now, I will say
I
this
still love you.
about that scenario that we ended up playing. They actually had made a cannon for paint.
Hell yeah.
And like the Saturday night, the solo, the one night game that wasn't part of the 24 hours, they had 3 cannons for each team.
Yeah.
And those things were so fun. It essentially what it was doing was it was like shooting a whole bucket of paint out. And it was hilarious to watch. And they had like the glow in the dark paint in it. So all you would see is like this neon green splatter just occur.
That'd be
with
terrifying.
a loud thunder. Oh, it was. It was absolutely terrifying. But like you hear the noise, you see the paint, and then you're covered in it, and you're like, well, dead.
Ow.
But
That's
it was really cool to see that they took the time to actually figure out how to make that work and how to make it safely work.
yeah.
It was a giant potato gun. Like I realized what it was later when I saw the day like in daylight. I'm like,
It was
it's
a
a big ass
potato.
potato gun.
That was somebody made a flamethrower out at Super Game one year. Never again. They won't let the flamethrower come because that thing just spit, just nothing but just paint filled all over the place. You'd walk out, you'd just be drenched. So yeah, Super Game's like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't.
Didn't y'all have like a tank or something this past year or the year that you went last time?
Not this year, because they couldn't run them because due to COVID guidelines and stuff, you can't have people
Oh,
that
okay,
close
that's
to each
right.
other.
That's right.
But in the past, they actually have tank wars where they put tanks against each other and they're launching Nerf rockets at each other. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's the coolest thing, man. It's the coolest thing. If you guys have not played a Super Game, play a Super Game. Best event out there by far that I've ever played, and I play it yearly.
Honestly, if you want something just to go out and have fun, paintball is so much fun. Does it hurt? Well, yeah.
Wear
but
layers.
You get used to it after a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me like when I'm doing my rules when I'm reffing, they ask me, "Well, does it hurt?" And then I always tell them, "Well, you ever been stung by a bee?" And they're like, "Yeah." You say it's nothing like that.
So you lie
Even
to
though
them.
it's exactly
Literally,
like that.
No, I tell them basically take a rubber band, snap yourself with it. That's what you get.
Yeah, with a little bit more force.
I was
but
about
yeah.
to say there's a little more force than that, but okay.
Nah, not. I mean, 9 out of 10 people show up in a sweatshirt or something baggy or something thick.
So I just went out there. I didn't want to feel like I wanted to just keep going because, especially for paintball and shit, I went out there in like jeans, a hoodie, and like I just put overalls on.
See, I'm more of a shorts and flip flops kind of guy.
I'll
For
be honest,
paintball? Bro, fuck that.
Look, my paintball get up was generally like a shirt like this or just a t-shirt, and then I had an old pair of army fatigue pants that were tore, like the knees and shit were tore in them, and that's what I wore for paintball.
Hell yeah!
I can't tell you how many times I got shot in the knee, and it was just bare skin.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
My friends are like, "Are you going to like wear anything?" Nope. I'm comfy.
Nah, man,
We're
we're just
good.
gonna rock it like this.
But yeah,
Paintball's so much fun. Like
it is.
I would recommend it to every single person who has never played. Get out and play.
I've really wanted to get into airsoft.
I want to as
Airsoft
well,
is
but
fun
it's
too.
hella expensive.
It's actually so the upfront cost, yeah, it's kind of expensive, but once you have that upfront cost kind of done, you got your
Yeah.
gun, you got your gear, everything like that. Bag of BBs is $15.
Oh,
You can
oh
go play
yeah,
all
yeah.
day.
The fulfillment cost is fine. Like keep up, that's or upkeep as
Yeah.
long as you're not busting your gun or messing them up. That's fine. But yeah, but like to get a decent airsoft. Can we say what do we call it? Airsoft. I'm just gonna call it airsoft. To get a decent
They're
airsoft rifle,
They're,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they like they're the ones that I want, the ones that perform crazy, like don't have a lot of curvature, nothing like that. Pretty much shoot straight. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
looking at fucking anywhere between $2,000 and $5,000, depending on what you're looking at, and all the little bells and whistles and shit. So it's like,
Yeah, but I mean, they have shit out there for like $300 that'll shoot straight as an arrow. You just gotta,
for
it's
for
really
X amount
comes.
of feet.
Well,
No.
yeah, but I mean,
Well, yeah, but that's just about any of them.
I was looking at snipers, FYI.
oh,
Snipers.
that makes sense.
I like sitting back and plinking.
And I like
Not as-
sitting back and blinking at you.
It's not as fun in airsoft as you would think it is.
Oh no, I've done it. I enjoyed it, to be honest. The only thing I hate is cheaters, the people who won't call their shots. That's what annoys
Yeah.
me. Like at least in paintball, like you have the
You get the
paint.
mark.
It's like you get the mark, and unless the person's got the wherewithal to pick something up and wipe, so it's not conspicuous on their body, or for some reason, what the hell is up? Like, actually, I meant to ask you that. What is up with the jerseys that actually have the wipe in the sleeve? Why?
That's for so they actually put that in there for when you're off the field because
Just
a
to
lot of
wipe?
like pro players only have X amount of time off field in the pits to get ready for their next round. So it's I
Oh.
mean they train you to go quick. You usually got a guy in the pits wiping you down real quick, and if you've got it in the sleeve, you can just wipe it down real quick and be good to go.
So I just hate those things because people use them as that situation. They pop the thing out of the sleeve, they wipe it and slip it back in the sleeve, and it's like, oh, come on, stop that crap.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. People are people.
No, I know, but that's what.
That's
I was
when you
getting
just
into,
shoot them
was
more.
Well, that's what I was going to get at. That's the only thing that made airsoft a little bit more fun in my case is I'm going to start aiming for spots that hurt. Like,
Toes, feet, getting shot in the feet hurts.
I'm gonna get no. I like the people who go out there and like capri type shit that doesn't cover their ankles.
Ah, yeah,
I'm gonna start
right there in
plinking.
the shin.
I'm gonna start plinking your ass in the ankle with a little protrusion. Just a ping, 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 ping.
It's like,
You bet.
it's like that YouTube video with the kid in the water on the rock.
That's where I got my I don't remember how if I say it that much in gaming nowadays, but that's where I got my dance, motherfucker, dance, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Is I'd be sitting there, dance, keep dancing, like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Many of good times through paintball and everything. Like I know I told you guys this earlier, but I was playing a tournament one time, and I'm sitting in the back and I'm watching the snake, and I'm sitting there watching my lane. Guy gets into the snake, and I was like, okay. I'm gonna meet him. I see your snake, and I'm gonna match you. So I go and run into snake. I'm not the smallest guy, so me and snake is you don't see that very often, but I do play it every once in a great while. This guy's in there and he's shooting cross field. He's beating my team up, and I was like, well, what do I do? So I load my hopper, and I got a pod in my hand, and I was like, I'm gonna throw it at this guy. I'm gonna throw it. So I toss it over, and it hits this guy in the dome, and he pops up like a lemur, just whack right in the face, one shot. And he's like, what? Ref called him out because there's nothing against where you can throw your pod.
Sound diversion.
It straight up just thunk. You can hear it.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. Where's the sound effect, B? Where's the sound effect?
That's me shooting my gun, guys. That's just. I had so much fun with that tournament. That was another one of the first tournaments that I had ever played.
I'll tell you a funny story. At least y'all will get a kick out of it, and anybody who watches or listening, either one who has a little brother, will also get a kick out of this. I have 3 older brothers. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but they're all 10 years and above. The next oldest one up above me was actually one of the first people that ever introduced me to half the things I do, whether it be sports, games, whatever. Um, he's the one who actually bought me my first paintball marker, my legitimate Spider Extra that I still hold in the closet right now.
Yeah.
But the first paintball marker, I don't even know if you call this one a marker, to be honest, but it's one of those like cheap off brand. You slide 2 of the CO2 cartridges in the back, screw the cap down, and it pumps.
Oh
Pump
yeah.
one shot.
Yeah, that's a paintball marker, my friend.
Yeah, but yeah, that was back when my brother was really into paintball, and had it wasn't a Spider Extra, it was some other
They call
variant.
those stock class.
Stock class, is that what they call them?
Stock class is what that's called.
I made the mistake. I was the little 13-year-old at the time that just wanted to spend time with my brothers because I love my brothers and they were awesome and I wanted to spend time with them. So I got that marker. My brother it was not a Spider Extra, but it was some Spider variant marker.
You wanted to do what your older brothers were doing, so you felt like you was a big kid.
Well,
yeah.
yes, but for me growing up, and if any of my brothers are watching this, I'm sorry, I love y'all. I wanted to be accepted by my brothers because if anybody understands the struggle, we do not denote the fact that we are half brothers. Essentially, we're
your family, man.
Family's family, but at the same time, I was a half brother, so like there was a slight gap because they grew up together. They had this bond that I didn't necessarily have, so I was trying to find my own bonds. But yes, you're correct as well. So my brother had some type of Spider. I can't remember the actual what it was, but it had an electronic board in it and everything, fully automatic fire. I mean, he had all the bells and whistles on this sucker for the time frame. And he convinces me. My grandparents lived next door. They had a wooded area. He convinced me, like, you want to go play paintball? I want to try out my new marker. I'm like, yeah, like I got the paintball marker in hand. I got my little face mask on. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And my mom is looking at my brother, going, "Are you kidding me? Like he doesn't understand the difference in those two markers." He's like, "Yeah, but he wants to go," and I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go, Mom. I want to go. Let me go. Come on, let's do it. I want to do it."
Regretted that one almost instantly.
Oh, dude, I was a 13-year-old little boy cussing like a sailor at my 23, almost 24-year-old brother in the woods of my grandparents' home.
No, what you was a moving target that could talk. That's all you. At that point, you was a moving target.
Dude, it was so bad because like I actually had to carry a little pod or a little pack that had my little CO2 cartridges in them, and I'm sitting there like having to like there was times that where I had to reload. I would slide in behind a tree trunk. And I'm like. Okay, good. Let's go. Like I try to pop
time out, bro.
I try to pop back up, and dude, yeah, I instantly regretted it because the moment he saw the black on the mask or the blue on the gun, because it was a translucent blue, it was just bright ass blue. So the moment he saw any of it, it was you just heard it. I'm like, oh shit, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. Like it was terrible. And one of them, of course, I had a face shield, essentially, not an actual helmet. And he's hella taller than me. So about 5 or 6 went over the mask and just tick, 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 or skint right across the head. And I had the same hairstyle as now. I was cutting it short. So it sucked bad.
He gave you a paintball mohawk.
It did. It looked like I was trying like hey, I need the red. Give me that red. Give me the red strip right here.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you.
But at the end of the day, that will be a memory I never. As much as it sucked, it was still awesome.
Yeah, nah, definitely.
So your first paint marker was old school, screwing the CO2.
Yep.
My first paint marker I actually ended up getting from a buddy, and it was a Tippmann 98 custom that I absolutely loved.
Won't Tippmann? I had one that I was trying to fix.
I had a box of them. that I bought for $25. Had.
Like that was my favorite marker because I could get so many different things for it. I could make it my own.
Yeah.
And that was the whole reason he gave it to me. He was like, "Look, if you're going to do this, I already know you. Here, this is one of my old ones because he had upgraded to the next one up from the '98 custom.
The A5
Yes. So
with the Cyclone feeder.
Yeah.
I know nothing about paintball.
I know nothing. You know
Like,
everything. That's the dangerous part.
And he was like, "Here, you can have my '98 custom." Dude, that was my absolute favorite marker. And yes,
they're bulletproof, bro.
yeah, I used his A5. I used it, loved it. It was great, but
did he have a
was
response
not
trigger
required.
on it where
Yeah.
the pin would bounce it, so it was
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
like it was nice, but it was not like my mark. It was not my marker.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that was my first one. B, what was your first marker?
My first paintball marker was actually given to me by my dad. And anybody who remembers it, it's an old classic. It's made by Indian Creek Designs. It's called a Thundercat.
I've heard of it. Never seen one.
It's basically literally, it's got the barrel, the body, and the grip, and it's got one little threaded line that goes up. No foregrip, nothing.
So like
So,
you're holding like
literally pistol gripped, basically. And you're just, I mean, I'm sitting there, ka-dong, 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 ka-dong. I felt like a cool kid, I'm 12, 13 years old, and I'm shooting this gun that's just like, ka-dong, 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 ka-dong. I was like, yeah, I'm Terminator. Fuck you guys.
I'm Terminator.
And then I upgraded. I upgraded from that to a Spider. What was it? The Spider Kingman 2 that had the foregrip.
Yeah.
And then I went to a Ion from there, and then I went to a Shocker. So I was in the smart part scene for a long time. Then I went to Planet Eclipse because I was playing for a team that only shot Planet Eclipse. So I was shooting my E-Tech with a star frame on it, and I regret ever selling that gun. I also had a Bone Break Viking that I regret selling too, because that gun, I kid you not, that thing was a monster. And you'd get that thing up, 3, 2, 1, go, and you would have to put your body weight into it. I had to throw that in there. That was the loudest gun I have ever shot. Marker that I have ever shot.
Why? What made it so loud? Just the mechanism, or
internals? Yeah, internals. ASA. So the company that made the Viking is very well known, and it's a triple tube. So it's got dual tubes on the bottom and your bolt tube up top. Yeah. So it's got basically super air feeding into it, and that thing is just, and you're watching the bolt, and it's whop 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 whop, and it's just cracking basically. You could hear that from a mile away, man. It's if you've ever shot one or heard one, it's absolutely terrifying. If you're in the woods and all you hear is whop 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 whop, you're
I'm not going that way. I'm going that way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay back here. Y'all have fun with that one. I'll watch the flag.
No, exactly. And at Super Game, there's a guy that I play with, very near and dear to my heart. He owns the Swamp, and his name is Shrek. I mean, yeah, pretty funny. But the guy runs dual A5s on a crank system.
What?
He's got a backpack feeder, and you hear him coming through the woods. And he's just throwing paint. When you hear that guy, you're like, yeah, let's go, Shrek. You know it's him a mile away. Get him. You get you all pumped up.
Please tell me he is throwing the line. Get out of my swamp. Like just...
Oh, dude, he's just in there mowing everything, literally. He's like a tank himself. He actually mounted that setup in his tank.
Oh
So
my
he
God.
owns one of the paintball tanks, and he mounted that setup in there. So you'll hear it, "Ba, ba, 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 ba," and I'm throwing sound effects in, guys. I'm having a good time with this.
Hey, Puppet, we're gonna need to start splicing some of these out of here. That'd be great. I need a sound alert. I need a sound alert.
I'm gonna have sound clips for days.
As I say, I'm gonna need a sound bit that we can use as an alert. That's just like that dude was doing.
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change my shoot sound in Call of Duty to my own sound. Every time I shoot a sniper, it's just gonna be a squeaky toy. Oh,
be
gosh.
like you remember in Blackout where you could actually put the death effects on, so you shoot somebody and it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I used to love that shit. Put the confetti and the fun time on every time you knew you hit a shot. Get
Yay! I like confetti, trust me.
Oh, I know. If anybody does not understand that who is listening to this, please go check out Beastly Cracker 13 on Twitch, and you will understand. He is popping confetti left and right.
We like to keep it. We like to keep it partied.
Now he party hardy.
Sometimes.
That's when Mr. Jose comes in.
That Jose? No.
Oh. Jose Jalapeno. Honey stick.
Honesty. I love that guy.
I fucking love that. You just made me think of that because, like, where's your green card? It's in me other stick. Like, that one comes out? Like,
how are we looking on time?
I don't think we had too much shenanigans at the beginning of this recording, so I mean we're pretty close. So we want to do a sign out question, or what y'all want to do?
We could do a sign out question. I'm cool with it. And you know what? I think I have one.
Oh lordy.
Here is our sign out question, guys. If you could do one hobby that you have never done before in your life, you could do one hobby, what would it be?
Oh God, you're gonna expose me with this question.
Exposed.
Cosplay. I seriously would love to fucking get into cosplay, like legitimate, like handmade, do whatever I could do.
I will buy you your first tail butt.
No, stop. I knew you were gonna. Nope. Not that kind. So, like, if you go look here, just to get away from that mindset, because I know B just put everybody in it. I'm talking about, like, if anybody has ever watched Sword Art Online, I would love to do the Black Swordsman, like Kirito from SAO, the Black Cloak, Elucidator, whole 9 yards.
No, for sure.
I said, you gonna expose me with this B, damn it.
No, man. No, that's cool. That's cool.
But yeah,
that's cool.
that would be something I would love to cosplay and have enough confidence and let my anxiety not be so bad and actually do conventions and stuff. I feel like that'd be hella fun.
I hear you. What about you, Pup?
Uh-oh. Puppet?
Honestly,
he's thinking.
He's stroking that beard.
It's a toss-up between two things.
Name
One
both of
is learning really how to code and coding for like video games and stuff, and actually
Got me playing with my beard now, asshole.
the other one is 3D sculpting.
3D sculpting, hell yeah.
Sculpting, like
hell yeah. Like clay,
stone, wood, plastics, like legitimate sculpting.
I can help you with that once I get my 3D modeler. I can give you like, hey, look, remake this.
Yeah.
I gotta get my 3D modeler, man. I'm missing doing that shit so much.
That's funny that you would say that because that's literally my answer.
What, 3D?
I want to get into 3D printing and just kind of all that kind of stuff, artistic stuff.
You know what? Now that I think,
let me know when you have the money and you want to get the software and a printer and everything, I will give you all the basics because I love the shit out of it.
Hell yeah, that sounds
Now that I
good.
think about it, I'd really also like to get into hydro dipping.
Hydro dipping,
Hydro
hell
dipping would
yeah.
be pretty sick, honestly. I wouldn't mind learning it, but it's not like a high thing for me, but I would like to learn it.
Yeah,
No,
like
absolutely.
I would love to be able to hydro dip stuff.
Part of me wants to know, like, if anybody ever seen the videos from hydro dipping and watch them stick their entire arm in that fucking print, and I'm sitting there going, how the hell you getting that shit off your arm?
Shit, bro, no need for a tattoo.
The adhesive isn't on your arm.
Yeah, but it still sticks a little, doesn't it? Like, it wouldn't, like, imagine if you got
Not
hair,
really.
though. Like, I don't know. It's one of the things I think I'd have to experience it for my mind to actually be like, oh, okay, this is
Oh.
okay. Like,
There's a dude that does hydro dipping on TikTok, and
Uh-huh.
he
Yeah.
hydro dips prosthetics for kids.
yeah.
I've seen that guy. Yeah.
Yep.
He does good
If
work.
you ever notice, hardly ever does it end up on his arm. And if it does, he literally just takes some of the water and does this, and it's gone.
Oh, okay. But yeah.
Most of your hydro dipping is permanent with the curing afterwards.
You ever done hydro? Like, kind of a switch hit there, but your work ever do anything like hydro dipping, or y'all all just hand paint? Be
All hand paint. That's all we do.
okay. I was curious.
I spray painted the other day, so that's a good one.
So is that your only answer though? B is 3D printing? Like, is that the
3D
like,
printing.
That's just your
that's
biggest
literally
thing.
what yeah. That's always something that I've been kind of interested in. As soon as they started actually coming out with them and stuff and making them like readily available, I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, I want to get into that." So I've never gone and actually gotten anything to progress into that hobby yet, and I think I would get to it and spend lots of money in it.
See, that's my issue. Is like for instance, they got an 8x8 desktop that I want to buy, and then they go as for the desktops, like cheaper desktops, they go as big as they have a 16x16. But anything after that, they start getting into where you almost have to have a whole table or area dedicated to the height or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but those are cool too, because that's actually where the cosplay would come into it for me on that, is because I want to get one of the tall suckers and actually, for instance,
3D print all your shit.
for instance, that is Elucidator. That is the sword that I'm talking about for the cosplay for Kirito, and that is a letter opener version that I made myself.
Yeah.
And I would love to blow that up and actually make a physical copy of it, like an actual sword style, like that. I feel like that'd be sick.
Oh hell yeah! No, I could hear that. All right, guys. Anything else you guys would like to add before we get wrapped up here?
I think the only thing I'd like to add is just thank y'all for the love on the podcast. We've gotten quite a bit of feedback.
Absolutely.
We've got quite a bit of feedback for us to be three nobodies who just decided, hey, want to make a podcast. Like, we've actually gotten pretty good views and pretty good feedback and a lot of commenting on it. So, I just
A lot of love from you guys.
I want to thank y'all for that, because that warms all three of our hearts. I believe I can say for all three of us. Like, it's kind of cool to see that response.
No, absolutely.
You got anything to say,
anything
Pup?
on you?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Line's clear.
Well, that being said, guys, thank you for joining us for tonight's podcast episode. You guys, I hope you guys have an awesome week. Crush the day, the night, the week. Crush everything you guys go for. Let's go. Thank you for all of the love and support. And we will catch you guys for next week's episode of 3 Nuts, 1 Sack. If you guys want to check out our Twitch pages, we've got twitch.tv/HollofiedWolf, twitch.tv/Simply Puppet Master,
Hey,
and
got it.
Twitch TV/BeastlyCracker13. You guys have a blessed week, and we will catch you again for next week's episode.